This is a video about lesson 15.3, some problems that have to do with applications. Let's take a look at these problems together. Okay, the first one has to do with plutonium-239 and it decaying. The second one has to do with carbon-14, and the third one has to do with what's called a logistic growth function. We'll talk about that when we come to that point. Now, keep in mind here that carbon-14 is an isotope of carbon. Half-life is 5730. Plutonium, half-life 24,000 years. Now, obviously, no one has been here 24,000 years, so there's some assumptions that go into radioactive decay. All right, let's go take the questions one at a time. How much time does it take plutonium to decay? We know right away this is exponential decay. Decay goes like this. And it follows the model. Some amount is equal to the initial amount, e to the kt. When it's decay, k is negative. When it's growth, k is positive. I normally round this to 4 places. If I have to 6, I will. All right, find the amount of time it will take for 10% of an initial sample to decay. Well, okay, so, 10% to decay. Well, here's 100% of something, and if 10% of it decays, what's left? 90% is left. So I'm beginning with 100%, I'm ending up with 90. Okay, now, the thing is I don't know what K is. I don't know what K is. But one thing I do know, that if I started with 100, I would have half of it in 24,000 years. So guess what? I could find K. I'm going to find K by hitting ln of 0.5 and dividing that by 24000. So I get my calculator, I do ln of 24000, no, that's messed up, ln of 0.5 divided by 24000. Okay. And that is a very small number, okay? That number is negative 2.888 times 10 to the negative what? Well, count the zeros and add 1. 4 zeros, negative 5. Okay, now we know K. So now I could plug in K right here, and then I can solve for time. How much time does it take? Well, if it's 24,000 for half of it, I'm thinking what? Maybe 5,000? Let's see. Let's move the 100 to the other side, so that's going to be 0.9 is equal to e to the negative 2.888 times 10 to the negative 5 t. Let's take the ln of both sides. Here I'm going to have the ln of 0.9, and ln of e to the power is just going to be that power, which is negative 2.888 times 10 to the negative 5t. All right, just divide both sides by that number. So divide ln by negative 2.888 times 10 to the negative 5. Now, how do I do that in my calculator? I go ln 0.9, then I hit divide, and I put in there minus 2.888 e negative 5. All right, let me do that. Ln 0.9 divided by negative 2.888 second e to the negative 5. Okay, I get 3, 6, 4, 8. 3, 6, 4, 8. That's years. Okay, so it takes 3,000 years for 10% to decay away. That's the answer for number 43. 44. Find the amount of time it will take for 10% of an initial sample of carbon-14 to decay. All right, so we're going to begin with this. Our final amount is equal to our initial amount, e to the kt. Now, same thing, if 10% is decaying away, I've got 90% that is remaining. Now we're going to try to find time. We don't know k, so we're going to do this again with the k. 50, which is half, is equal to the initial amount. And remember, it was 5, what was that number again? 5730. Let's go back. 5730. 5730, and then this is k. So to find k, I'm going to do the ln of 0.5 divided by 5730. All right, clear your calculator. Ln 0.5 divided by 5730. Okay, now that is 1.21. It's a negative 1.21 e to the negative, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, we're trying to find the time for 90%. I'll do the ln, right, of 0.9 is equal to e to the kt. Remember, we're taking the ln of this, so that's going to be the ln of 0.9 is equal to kt. So t is equal to the ln of 0.9 over the k, which is negative 1.21 e to the negative 4. Let's see what that gives us. Ln of 0.9 divided by negative 1.21 e to the negative 4. Okay, I've got 870.7. How about 871? 871 years. Okay, for 10% to decay away. All right, now, this is talking about 52, the market share of a product. Now, when we talk about market share, let's just say that I came out with a new iPhone, okay? And the new iPhone can vacuum your carpet, wash your dishes, and wash your car. Don't ask me how it does that. But the population is 300 million in America, and no one has one of these phones. So what happens is when I start manufacturing them, a lot of people want that. But just like not everybody has an iPhone, it levels off after a while. And some people like me don't even have a smartphone. This is called logistic growth. Now here is the formula, P of T, which stands for the percentage, right? The market share percentage is equal to 100 over 3 plus E to the, looks like negative 0.41 T. All right, now hold the phone for a second. What is the initial market share? When we're talking about initial market share, we're talking about this Y right here. So it's this value, that's market share. The initial is right here where it started. So time is 0. All right, let's plug in 0. What is P of 0? Well, that's going to be 100 over 3 plus, well, hold the phone for a second. If I put a 0 there, that's e to the 0. We know that's 1, okay? So that's going to be 100 over 4, which is 25, so 25%. All right, so that's how I answer part one. The answer is 25% of the market share. Number two, how long would we expect to see a 3.5% increase in market share? How long would we expect to see a 3.5 increase? Well, a 3.5 increase would cause that to go up to what? 28.5. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to use the same formula, okay? The same formula to see when this market share would be 28.5. So 28.5 is equal to 100 over 3 plus, okay, hold the phone. Okay, that was 3 plus e to the negative, I think that's a 4, negative 0.44 t. Now we're trying to solve that for t. There are 8 ways to do this. Here's how I would do it. Put a 1 under that and cross multiply. 100 times 1 is 100. That is equal to 28.5 times 3 plus e to the negative 0.44 t. Well, let's see. So I could solve this for t by just in my head. I go 100 divided by 2.85 minus 3. That's going to equal to e to the negative 0.44 t. Now we're going to solve this for t by taking the ln of both sides. So the ln of this and the ln of this. So what we're going to have to do is going to have to divide this left side by negative 0.44. So t is equal to, let's do the ln of this first, okay? So I take my calculator, I go 110 divided by 2.85, I hit equal, I subtract 3, 35.5, I do the ln of that answer, and I have 3.5722, and I got to divide that by what? I got to divide that by negative 0.44 t. Let's see if I got that right. 100 divided by 2.85 is equal to something, minus 3 is equal to something. Let's see. Obviously, I made a mistake. No, oh, it's 28.5. Sorry about that. 28.5. All right, let's do that one more time. 100 divided by 28.5 is equal to something. Subtract 3 is equal to. Take the ln of that, I do apologize, and I get negative 0.6757. Now divide that by negative 0.44, 1.53, 1.5. Okay, now what does this mean? This means my market share started out at 25%, and this is going up by months. So at 1.5 months, it's gone up some. It's gone up to 28.5%. It's gone up 3%. So that would be the answer right there, 1.5 months. Okay, a little sloppy, but I think I get across the work and what you need to be able to do with that problem. Hope that helps.